Hello everyone, welcome to the Imperial HoloNet. I'm GID123.
And I'm with Leader Antilles.
And today we are going to talk about one of the most talked about things in the Star Wars universe right now. Who is Snoke? But this time we're going to narrate...
What? No, we're not.
Oh, but we're going to talk about who Snoke might be, because we...
No, this has nothing to do with Snoke is the thing, because here's the thing. After Aftermath Life Debt, Rax has been, everyone's been debating, what if he's Snoke, how might he fit in? But we introduced a mysterious character who's tied to Jakku, who is, a major male character in the Star Wars universe and may possibly have Force sensitivity.
Jeez.
But what if it's not what if that's a red herring and it's not Snoke? What if it's the other major male character who has ties to Jakku, who's possibly Force sensitive?
They're not
Rey's dad.
Dun dun dun.
Because I doubt Rey's dad is Snoke. But what if it has no connection to Snoke?
That is true.
What if Rax is Rey's father, which sounds like crazy talk, and I just came up with this like 5 minutes ago, but it just all of a sudden popped up into my head. Because we keep debating what if Rax is Snoke. But...
that is... Well, I still think it's possible that's true as well, but I do really like this theory that Rax could be Rey's father.
Because here's the thing. Rax is...
Palpatine's unofficial son.
Well, surrogate son.
Spoiler alert for Aftermath Life Debt, by the way. We're going into this.
Yeah, the Fleet Admiral from Aftermath Life Debt is Rax.
Rax, Rax, huh?
And Rey, as in Rey Solo.
The pieces are...
Oh, God.
The pieces are... We might have just discovered a big mystery here.
I really hope Rey isn't the mom.
Oh, no. Well,
no, maybe it would be like the most horrible thing ever if he names his kid after his greatest rival.
I could...
Oh, but what if she as a kid has like files or remembers mentions of Rey?
Ooh.
And that's where she gets the name Rey. But we'll get ahead of ourselves. So let's just put together the evidence. Or just who Rax is. Rax is a fleet admiral. Well, Rax was a little kid on Jakku,
orphan boy,
who escaped onto an Imperial shuttle 30 years before years before the events of Episode 6. So before there should have been Imperial shuttles. Just saying.
That timeline weird. I agree with that.
But he was found by Palpatine. They're excavating Jakku, and building what race in the survival guide says like a science center or something that the Imperials built.
Right.
And he gets discovered by Palpatine on a ship, and Palpatine essentially gives him an ultimatum of, I will kill you, or you could guard a certain place on Jakku, an excavation site, that was important 1,000 years ago, and it will be important again now. And he says, okay, sure. And so it's essentially Chief Surrogate son, and he has him guarding a place. He's from Jakku, and he has close ties to Jakku, and it's his job to protect Jakku and to protect this science site.
Right.
And he's almost... Is he, like, proud in a way of being from Jakku? Like Tarkin's proud of being from...
No, he hates Jakku. He hates it. It's like it's a nothing planet to him.
But it did build him into someone stronger.
Yeah, I didn't get the impression, though, he liked Jakku very much.
I don't mean like Jakku, I mean, like, appreciates where he came from. Like, that he's now strong.
I didn't get that, but maybe I just didn't have to really
I mean, it could be, though, a punishment to his kid, kind of thing. Like, you have to be strong. I was strong because I was from Jakku. Like, because, I mean, Vader hates being from Tatooine, but he still sees it as the thing that made him strong.
That's true. So it makes you wonder, is Rax alive then? Like, we have to first fit this in a timeline here. Like, okay, how old does Rey have to be here?
Rey's 19. Rey was born 19 years after the Battle of Endor.
19?
Right? Or...
No. How old is she by the time Episode 7 comes along?
She's 19.
She's 19.
So she would be...
30 years, Episode 7...
Well, dude, just 30 minus 19.
Oh, it's okay. 30 minus 19, hang on. I did it.
11.
11, okay, so 11 years.
So Rey was born 11 years after Endor.
Okay, that makes sense. So Rax has to be alive, then, if this series to work.
No, he doesn't.
Oh. That's
he
right.
could have died in between.
Oh, that's true. I mean, he gets...
But let's just say, so Rax then shows back up as a fleet admiral and is essentially in charge of the Empire, and his ship that he's kind of on is the Ravager, and that clearly gets taken down in Jakku, in the Battle of Jakku.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily mean he dies, especially because the Eclipse is missing.
That is true.
Because there's files that say that Akbar was involved in a battle that destroyed the Eclipse, but there's no actual evidence of Palpatine's flagship, and it's Palpatine's freaking flagship. And we know that he's lied to Rey several times. Rey Sloane.
Oh, yeah. He's
what with all the secret fleets? I love how she's just like, wait, see, the fuck? Like...
And he's responsible for pretty much the creation of the First Order, or what will be the First Order. The ideologies, pretty much. Like, he's really interested in Hux. Like, there's a final scene where he's, like, addressing the Shadow Council. I'm spoiling the parts of the book you didn't read, sorry, but,
Yeah, it's fine.
And he's pretty much saying, you know, I don't need the rest of them except for Hux, because Hux is necessary. Like, he's gonna betray the rest of the Shadow Council. But yeah. But, the more I think about it, it does make sense that Rax could be Rey's father, because he might get off Jakku, but he's gonna leave Rey there, because, like, you know, you gotta guard this thing that Palpatine wanted me to guard. Or maybe he doesn't even necessarily say you have to guard it, because he doesn't seem like he was guarding anything in Episode 7.
Well, that's the thing, though. It could be to strengthen her so that she can be the one to take that up sooner or later.
Right, right.
I mean, the Empire needs children.
That's true, the Empire does.
He keeps saying that. Maybe it's not even his biological kid, even just he was the one who put her there. We don't know what it is.
Well, it's kind of like, well, Palpatine wasn't related to Galley, and Rax might not be related to Rey, but it's sort of like ring theory almost.
Or it could be that it is his kid, and that he sees it as like a birthright that she has to be the one to protect Jakku, and she has to go through all these trials.
That's true. I'm still trying to put in my head the timeline of events here, because...
Well, like, they escape from, so...
What happened?
10 years before Rey's birth, they, if he survived the Battle of Jakku, possibly on the Eclipse, because again, there's a setup there, it's possible that he was sitting from afar on the Eclipse.
And he wasn't
if
in
he
the
stole
Ravager.
that.
And he wasn't in the Ravager.
Exactly, because again, the Ravager went down, doesn't mean that, you know, not if a captain goes down with their ship.
Or a fleet admiral. Plus, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would go down with his ship. He totally abandoned them. Yeah, okay, so he's on the Eclipse. Ravager goes down. Who knows what happens to Rey Sloane? I hope she goes down like the fighter she is. Does Rax get stuck on Jakku after that battle, or is he with the First Order?
Well, probably starts the First Order.
Okay, so Rax does survive to start the First Order. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to put this all in my head because this is still good.
For Rax to be her father, he has to have survived the Battle of Jakku.
Right.
The only way he could have survived the Battle of Jakku and not have been on records is that he escaped with Brendol Hux into the unknown regions.
Right. Right, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. And then he has to, you know, make love to somebody. Or not. He could...
Well, there's Rey's assistant.
Yeah, oh, maybe she's... No, wait, I thought she died.
Oh, maybe she does. I don't know.
I think she died. Spoiler, I think Rey shot her.
Oh, well, I hope... Oh, good, she did shoot her. Nice.
Well, she tried to shoot Rey first, the assistant. She was kind of like... Rax's love, Rax's life, kind of.
Oh, God.
Again, that adds to the Snoke theory, though, because she's like, Rax is wise. Rax is going to lead the Empire to glory.
The Supreme Rax is very wise.
Pretty much. She was.
I mean, Kylo's just as, like, obsessive.
I'll look it up. What was her name? This assistant?
I have no idea.
Dang it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where the mention of the Eclipse is.
That's like...
I'm on like chapter 9, chapter 8. Get me to Imperial Palace. And yeah, like mentions like... You'll be just to learn that he has a son. You have to... Yeah, all this stuff about like... They sent Brendol Hux out there as well, but he was all obsessed with, again, the children being the foundation of the Empire.
Right. That's crucial.
And I feel like that's kind of what that's connected to.
Right.
But yeah, so keep talking about, like, I guess Rey's history and how that would fit in.
Okay, so the idea would be then that Rey's from Jakku, Rax is from Jakku. Both have a 3-letter name.
I don't think that's important.
It could be. You never know. Rax, Rey, very close.
But with Rey, it's like Rey doesn't know her parents, but was left on Jakku. But it
even
doesn't
though
seem
it's
like anyone was sad. I mean, there was like that thing in like a script or something of somebody being like, "I'll come back" or something, but that was debunked.
and also wait a minute. Rey was pretty. I mean, I know you don't remember things as a little kid, but she was like she had to be like 5.
Yeah, so she probably would have vague memories, possibly. So I think she might have gotten the name Rey from Rey Sloane, like hearing mentions of that person,
I could see that. Her name might not
like being
even.
indoctrinated.
That's true. Her name might have never been Rey, but she, like you said, she got the name.
Yeah, like she was just left on a planet by Rax, to strengthen her. Like, it's your birthright to be powerful, to be strong, yada yada yada.
Right.
Maybe, like, because again, Rax could have died in between. Rax could have died, and somebody else could have dropped her off. Because who knows? Maybe like she was supposed to be like maybe the one who would like be the head, and so Hux, like Brendol Hux, after Rax died, like sent her off to die.
Or I got an idea. Maybe if we're separating Rax and Snoke for a second, Rax and Hux start the First Order. They're kind of like partners. Then Hux meets up with Snoke. Hux betrays Rax to Snoke because Hux would totally do that.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Then like maybe Rax does care for his daughter, or had a daughter, and he was never gonna do this. And I mean, that'd be kind of weird if he didn't do it. But if he would never do this, he would kind of be like in Rax's mind, he was gonna be like the princess of the Empire, kind of a thing. I know that sounds weird, but just follow me. And then Hux is like, great, I got this kid. Oh no, I dump her back in Rax's whole planet Jakku. There's irony. And
Yeah, out of spite, exactly.
And then
like, there's so many ways that can make sense. And again, the name Rey would make a little bit of sense. And again, like they've said, her being on Jakku, is very important. Again, it's no coincidence that Lor San Tekka is they said it's no coincidence that Lor San Tekka decided to meet with the Resistance in a like small town out right near where Rey lives.
Right. Also,
but not because of Rey, but rather because of the fact that there is an excavation site with which Rey doesn't know it yet, but she was sent to either protect, or she doesn't know it and the people who left her there don't know it, but is like part of her birthright or whatever, or like is tied into like the reason.
Ooh, I just thought of something even cooler. What if Rey is the way to get the Sith back into the game? Think about it. Rax is Palpatine's pawn. Palpatine's a Sith, and even though technically Rax isn't a Sith, he's still a pawn of that Sith. He's still kind of influenced by the legacy of the Sith.
Like she was like, I don't know if they do midi-chlorian manipulation, but it could be that like a eugenics thing.
Possibly.
Where like they created the ultimate Sith.
You have your book with you, right?
Yes.
Go to page 392 for a minute if you can, and go to the second. Go to the bottom part. The second scene with Yoop to Shu, and like I feel like this part is important.
Hello, guard.
Yeah, like just read the whole part. I feel like it's setting up something big.
The guard with cresting wave of blonde hair and a little scar on the bottom of his chin, staring down. Yoop to Shu. Once an advisor, spits on the ground. Hello, guard. Right, the guard drops the gatekeeping, passion prison, and here to kill me. I heard blaster fire, you heard correctly, but you were not the target. Then what am I? A free man. More laughter rises out of him. The more lung spasms after. The darkness has saved me, long have I pleaded with it. You may go, there is a ship waiting, docking platform E-22. And there are other guests, Cheryl, Krasum, and Pandion. Pandion died, you fool. You murdered them. I did. Why? Because I was told to, just as I told you to go free. And who told you this, guard? Our new emperor. We are to serve him now. His lip quivers. Palpatine was his everything. To serve somebody else feels treasonous beyond onto the pale. Well, the void awaits for those who betray Palpatine. I only serve Palpatine. Emperor Rax serves Palpatine too. Now go. Uh,
Test.
Cashew nods. Yes. Yes, it makes sense. It's all part of the plan, isn't it? A plan I couldn't see. Sidious always had a plan. He cackles one last time, then hurries past the guard to let us treat. Wow. So
If Snoke is his own entity, which is fine,
it was the. It's like the maybe he's like still weak and needs Rey to, or maybe Rey was like a failsafe, and that's why she was left there.
well, there's a theory going around that Snoke is what in Jakku, like
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like Rey was a failsafe in case that went wrong.
right. It would be interesting actually if like Rax and Hux are like Snoke's first, are like the first Kylo and Hux. You know what I mean, right? Kind of like how
Yeah.
Hux, Kylo, and Snoke all sort of form a primitive, but then but it was Rax, Hux, and Snoke.
Yeah.
So I find that interesting, and it makes me excited if this is all true, because that puts Rey closer to Palpatine, and there's that whole ridiculous theory that Palpatine is Rey's grandfather, which is silly. But this might put more, it's not genetically she's related to him, but more by proxy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, I found the line. That leaves Palpatine's own command ship, the Eclipse. Records show that it, too, was destroyed by a fleet of New Republic vessels. Akbar's own frigate, Home 1, firing the ship-killing shot. But there's a catch, and it's why Salone is here. The ship's data dump. The ships dump data across the galaxy, transmitting pulses of information to this location. That provides a black box recording of information, so one could discern what exactly happened before a ship was destroyed, captured, or surrendered. All the other tracking data adds up to each known fates of each SSD. Yeah. Their stories match all the data of them except one. For the Eclipse, the data ends with a full day cycle before the ship was reportedly destroyed. It shows no siege by the Republic forces and simply just drops off the map. Gone. Vanished. Salone concedes that it is possible the ship stopped reporting due to a malfunction in its data recorder, though redundant systems were supposed to alert command if that had happened. Again, bureaucracy and reiterative mechanisms should have saved the day here, and yet they didn't. It's possible the Eclipse is still out there. Could the Ravager not be the last Superstar Destroyer in the naval arsenal? So, pretty much the big idea is the Eclipse is probably still out there somewhere.
Right. And Rax probably has
and again, Palpatine's plan. Palpatine had a plan. Like, Rax isn't just building off of Palpatine's work. He was specifically told to do stuff by Palpatine.
And also, here's some evidence to this. Did you ever read Shattered Empire?
Yes.
Okay, you know Palpatine had lots of failsafes should he die.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe this is just another failsafe.
They even make reference to that.
Right. Oh, yeah, they did. So...
Yeah, they talk about Imperial droids going around asking for Admiral's blood.
Right. So, that's definitely... this. You think this was a failsafe? Like, okay, you have to do this if I die.
Or, yeah, like awaken Snoke. Like that's what your job is this whole time. And then like Rax either dies or like maybe Rax dies and it's not out of spite, but Brendel leaves Rey behind so that like she can be somebody who protects. Or maybe she is the or heck, maybe it's on Snoke's orders. Like maybe Rey is the failsafe that Palpatine had in place, or maybe Rey is Luke's kid and is the only one who can destroy Snoke. And so so out of spite, Snoke has her be left behind at the very place where he escaped from.
Okay, wait. You said Rey is Luke's kid.
Yeah, if she's Luke's kid, it's possible that she's like the only one who can destroy, or something else, and is the only like maybe they left her behind out of spite because that's where Snoke was captured.
That's possible.
Like it's her destiny to stop him, and he's escaped.
Okay, so
and maybe it's Rax's choice to leave her there, or maybe he like has, I don't know, because it's.
Oh, I actually have an interesting theory then about.
I mean, it might be that she was even supposed to be like a body for Rax to inhabit, or not Rax, Snoke to inhabit, or maybe just like supposed to be his servant, and she was left behind so that Kylo could become. Maybe Kylo was the one who intentionally left her behind, which might actually come back to the theory about her being Luke's kid. That being that Kylo finds out that like this kid could potentially be the person for Snoke to take over, so that he's the one who leaves her behind, or maybe she's still Rax's kid and he leaves her behind anyway.
Right.
Despite so that he can be Snoke's main apprentice.
Well,
Maybe that's where the "I had many apprentice" lines comes from, where she was supposed to be a potential apprentice.
maybe.
Like he trains many.
That's possible. Well, I've always had a second theory that if Rax dies in Aftermath, then... Okay, I'm sorry. There's just the timelines here. Rey is not born right now, right? She is a...
No, she will not be born until 11 years after the events of Aftermath.
Okay, thank you. So...
Well, 10 years after the events of Aftermath, 11 after Endor.
Right. But, right. So, Rax has to survive for 11 years and more. Or at least 11 years. He doesn't have... As long as he does his job.
Well, 9 years before Rey is born. Or 9 months before Rey is born.
Exactly. He has to do his job, that one job. Oh gosh. To see if the Rax is Rey's father theory works.
The Rax. Oh, I thought you meant like you would call him the Rax.
The Rax. Okay, so that means...
The Raxinator.
The Raxinator. So that means my theory...
He should have a ship called that. It's still the Ravager, the Raxiver.
So that means my theory of Snoke taking over Rax's body after he dies at Jakku can't work then. If he's Rey's father. I mean, unless, you know...
Yeah, I don't think Snoke's taking over a body. I think Snoke's body is all crippled and stuff.
Okay, so I actually have a theory that...
Maybe he's projecting a form of his actual true form that's too crippled for him to use, so he's just like a spirit.
Maybe
he's still confined in the cave, and the idea is that when he's strong enough, he'll take over Rey. Well, maybe he doesn't. Or there is that. I mean, again, maybe that's why Kylo knows about, like, when they say the girl, a scavenger, and he's like, "What girl?" Maybe that's what he means. Is that he knows that this is the person who was supposed to be Snoke's apprentice.
Or this is the person Rax left on Jakku.
Well, yeah, my idea is he left her on Jakku.
Okay, right.
Because he was not part of the First Order at that point.
He was only part of the First Order for the first 6 years, though. For 6 years.
5, at least, and most 5.
Right, and Rey would be on Jakku way before then.
Exactly, so it has to be that he just found out that this person...
exists.
Maybe she... Well...
What's the problem when you put
sorry, I'm a little faulty on the information, because no, she was 5 when she was dropped off. She was born 11 years after Aftermath. However, she wasn't dropped off until later.
Oh, right, and Kylo Ren is being born right now, according to Aftermath. Leia's pregnant.
Yes, she would have been. It would have been 6 years before.
Okay, she's 9.
Wait, so she would have been. If she was 5, she would have been dropped off about 6 years or 7 years before
Bloodline.
the events of Episode 7.
No, because Bloodline. Yeah, Bloodline. Okay, she's 19.
No, she is 19 in TFA.
Right.
She was like. She was born. She had to have been born about 11 years before Episode 7.
Right.
She was dropped off at about 3 to 5.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
So she might have been she might have been like a potential trainee. Or who knows, maybe like Snoke's like true body is hidden somewhere else. Maybe there's an artifact that can awaken him, even like fully give him true power, and Rey is the only one who can find that for some reason, and that's why they need her.
The interesting thing, though...
Like, she is her own Deus Ex Machina.
Maybe. Well, the interesting thing about Rax is that he respects the Emperor, but he hates him at the same time. Like, he knows he's a monster. He said that when they were talking about Palpatine in one of these chapters. I don't know where.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
So it's not like...
Well, he knows he's a monster, but he almost appreciates him for that because he likes him being a monster.
Right.
Because he himself is a monster. It's not like with Race alone, who hates Palpatine.
Right. Though he knows the Empire's, like, very screwed over. like, it needs to change. Do you think, then, that maybe... This is going to sound weird. If Palpatine's plan is to awaken Snoke... And clearly he wouldn't want to wake Snoke unless he was dead, because, who wants another Force rival? Palpatine does not want that. It's Palpatine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's probably a conspiracy. It was probably a plan for after Palpatine dies.
Like, you think it's like Palpatine's ultimate middle finger to the galaxy? Like...
Yeah, like his Naboo plan to destroy Naboo.
Okay, so Snoke is a pawn in that, I'm going to make the galaxy burn even from the grave.
Kind of like the Vong.
Sort of like... Yeah.
He knew about the Vong and didn't want the galaxy prepared for it if he was dead.
Right, so Snoke is the Vong in one body. That's
essentially.
pretty much that's my theory then. Okay, I like. I know it sounds weird saying I like my idea because it's my idea, but I like other people's ideas too. But I like the idea that okay, Hux and Rax awaken Snoke. Maybe he's in the mummified tomb on Jakku. Like that's the prevailing theory. And later down the line, Rax will have a daughter. How she becomes force sensitive, I don't know. Maybe he was force sensitive and he hid it.
Well, it's very possible that they awoke. Well, how recently did Leia send Ben away is the thing, because again, she says that Snoke was calling to him, and that's why she sent him away.
I got the impression she sent him away at an older age, like he was doing.
Yeah,
it.
she did, which is my question. So, is it possible that Snoke only gets awakened like after Rey's born? Is it possible that Rey was used to awaken Snoke?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because like, what if he was only awoken like 3 or 4 years before Bloodlines, i.e., 3-year-old Rey, like would be 8 years before Force Awakens. Bloodlines is 6 years. So 8 years before the Force Awakens, Rey, at 3 years old, is brought to Jakku to awaken Snoke. Finally, Snoke is awoken, and he starts speaking to Ben. She's left behind on there. Snoke escapes. With the Huxes, and then Leia gets scared of the Huxes. Leia is scared because somebody is communicating with Ben through the Force, and she can feel it. And so then she sends Ben to train with Luke, and Rey is still left on Jakku.
That would be.
And Lor San Tekka slightly knows about this, and this is what Luke was searching for.
Ooh, I actually have
because he was in the unknown regions searching for something. This is why he's trying to find the first Jedi Temple or something. Is because he needs to find as many Sith artifacts as possible, and that's why Lor San Tekka is on Jakku, is because he was told to search for Luke. Luke was searching for Jedi Sith artifacts. That led Luke to the Jedi Temple. However, one of those places Luke might have been searching for was Jakku, and it's just sad that Luke never got to Jakku in time.
That would be really interesting. So okay, wait. Does that make Snoke a Sith? Or some Sith-related thing?
Some ancient Darksider, whether that be before the Sith, whether that be... It could have been one of the planets that the Sith captured after the Exiles were put out, spread their forces in the galaxy.
That'd be interesting, but do you think Snoke has his own agenda then? Because I feel like now Snoke is just a pawn in, like...
Yeah, that might be why Rey was left behind.
Like, it feels like Palpatine, I don't want to... I'm glad Palpatine's still, behind a lot of this then. But I want Snoke also to have his own plans. I don't want Snoke just to be the pawn of Palpatine. Even though
he wasn't the pawn of Palpatine. It was kind of like... I mean, the Vong aren't,
that's true.
Like Thrawn's... Thrawn wanted to stop them. They're not Palpatine's pawn, but they were still kind of like a...
Yeah.
Haha.
Okay, that's true. Okay, that's a good point. I actually then just thought of something really weird. If Rax is Rey's father... What if Rey kills off both Snoke and Hux, and she takes over the First Order? Because technically, it should be hers.
Or, even if she's Rax's daughter, I don't think she'd care about that. But I think it'd be interesting if she realized that it's like her birthright to be a Sith. Since she's the one who awakes Snoke.
Wait, okay, how would Rey have to awake Snoke? What kind of ritual, you have to sacrifice?
Something, just like there's the Empire needs children. Maybe that's why Rax is all obsessed with finding children, is that he needs a Force-sensitive kid to awaken Snoke. It's possible that it needs to be, a very specific kid, possible that he needs to use them as a sacrifice. They might need, maybe that's why Rey is so much more powerful in the Force, is that they did a bunch of experiments on her, or they just searched with as many Force-sensitive kids until they found one that was most powerful so they could use them.
Or, Rax...
Or they just chose Rax's kid because she was the nearest kid,
that
imbued her with more Force abilities.
That's possible. I also think...
And then out of anger at the fact that it wasn't his kid who got to be chosen,
Snoke kills Rax.
Hux kills Rax.
Yeah, that's actually my plan.
Or leaves her on Jakku for that reason. That would make so much sense.
Here's the story in my head right now. Okay, so... let's say the first, I don't know if they call it the First Order by the time this happening. Could be just the Empire still.
Are you starting with the beginning?
Yeah, the beginning.
Okay, well, in a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Yes. Okay, so, Rax and Hux come to Jakku. They're ready to awaken Snoke, finally. It's sort of a ritual, Indiana Jones style. It's all evil, darkness, blah 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 blah. Snoke is awakened because Rey does something. Rey's freaking out because she's scared. Like, who wouldn't be?
Or she's either imbued with the Force or they imbued her previously, and that's what awakens him.
And then Snoke rises, like, where am I? Kind of like what all evil 1,000-year-old things do when they're awakened. You've seen it all before, folks. And then sort of like Hux and Rax explain, we're here to help you. We're the Empire or the First Order. I don't know.
Well, they'd be the First Order at this point.
And then Snoke is like, Snoke says a few things, and then finally maybe Snoke looks at Hux and he likes Hux more, and he's like, okay, prove your loyalty to me. Kill Rax. They kill Rax. And then they just kind of abandon Rey because she's stuck in the chaos, and then Snoke leaves with them.
Yeah, because I mean, it might not be like a tearful farewell. It might be like a see ya, kid.
Yeah, and
maybe that's why she's left with Ungar Plunt, is because they want her to suffer.
Yeah, and that's why she's shouting, "Come back." Oh, that'd be so sad. But yeah,
it's like those like who you're searching for will never come back, and then it's like it turns out like, if that would be kind of interesting if it's like because she's left behind by Hux. Or again, it could be that it was. It could. Yeah, it could even be like it could be a test or something. It could.
What's sad then is that I feel like then Episode 7 should have had more of a Rey Hux rivalry.
Well, it might not. Well, it might not even have been Hux. It might have had nothing to do with Hux. It might just be that. She was left. Maybe it was just Rax dies, or Rax is killed in the sacrifice, or she kills him with the Force, or maybe she's not even Rax's kid. She's Luke's kid, and Rax is just the one who kidnaps her, like how Palpatine took in a kid. Because Palpatine took Rax under his wing. He wasn't his biological son, but he took him under his wing. Maybe he kidnapped Luke's kid, took her under his wing, and used her for that sacrifice, and either he dies or he just runs away, and he's like, okay, see ya. Maybe he's Benicio del Toro's character. And so she's going to get vengeance on him because he kidnapped her from her father and then left her on the planet to die.
I kind of wanted Benicio del Toro to play Rax, honestly, if you do.
Wouldn't it be so cool if that's what it is? It's that she's not Rax's kid, it's that she is Luke's kid but was kidnapped and was left there?
That actually now makes a lot more...
And that's also in it. It would be really sad because she's accidentally used to turn her own cousin to the dark side.
Well, that does...
And so it'd be really sad because Ben only falls to the dark because of Rey existing, or because Rey gets kidnapped. And so Luke feels responsible for his own kid getting kidnapped and his nephew for turning evil.
Who's the mother? It makes you wonder then, who's the mother? So
Rax, I don't know. Probably, I don't know. Maybe it'd be interesting if, like, I can't think of who I would want to be Luke's wife in the new continuity. Can't think of a character who I would want to be brought back into the continuity.
Yeah. You think they will bring...
just skipping my mind completely.
You think they will bring back Mara Jade for that role? Have her die again.
I would kill them if it wasn't her, so yeah. Yeah, just bring back Mara Jade, please. Somebody.
Well, they're not doing it in Rebels. Dave Filoni said they wouldn't use Mara Jade.
That's good. Because you can't really do Mara Jade in Rebels.
Well, there's that post-Return of the Jedi series that I still think they're going to do. That's another topic. It's weird. We talked about Rax being Rey's kid. I mean, Rax...
And now, the more we think about it, it actually makes a lot more sense for her to be Luke's kid. And again, the name Rey could come from him mentioning Rey Salone offhandedly, or maybe he even calls her that out of spite to Rey Salone's memory.
Maybe.
Maybe he becomes obsessed with Rey.
I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, it's weird.
I mean, well, we all are. Come on.
Alright, that's true. I mean, she's awesome. I mean, it's funny, though. She spelled it with a Y.
So? She heard it as a 3-year-old, dude. And probably told people, my name's Rey or something. That's all it is.
That's true. Hey, boy.
She's not going to be a world-class linguist, dude.
That's true. Oh, no,
That's actually how it ends. She decides not to become the Jedi and just to become a linguist on Coruscant. That's how episode 9 ends. Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I was kind of saying, I was kind of hoping the Rax was Rey's daughter only because, I mean, she's...
What?
I mean, Rax is Rey's father.
Rax was Rey's daughter?
I'm sorry. I
You know,
mean,
I just imagine Rax as like
oh
a
god,
little
no,
girl
no.
being left behind on Jakku by Palpatine.
Oh
Like,
no.
come back!
Oh,
Uh,
nah, he was tough. He was like,
I know, but now I imagine him with like the Rey hair.
oh boy.
Oh god.
Well, which one do you actually prefer? Actually,
I think I like the idea that it's Luke's kid because it makes Kylo's turn into the dark side even sadder.
that and it does continue to do the whole Skywalker legacy thing, which I guess
Yeah,
you
and
need.
again, also the a kid being kidnapped and like sent. Before the Skywalker kids were like hidden away on a desert planet to defeat the dark side. In this situation, hidden away on a desert planet to awaken the dark side. That'd be such a cool turnaround.
Ooh, that is cool.
Like there is a new hope for the dark side. It's like dun dun dun. That'd be interesting.
mm, yeah, yeah. Um, that would be actually kind of cool. Oh, and I feel like it's now all coming together. Episode 8's all coming together. Benicio del Toro is Rax. I'm gonna make a call. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I bet that as well. Anyone in the comments, or we're gonna post this on the on some forums probably. Uh, who wants to bet on that?
I put them. In fact, that kind of makes more sense because
Are you gonna bet legitimate money?
oh heck no, I don't have any no. But it does make sense because well, first off, Benicio del Toro just had that imperial look to him,
Yeah,
and also the way I sense they haven't said anything about his character, but the way I just see it, he looks like the kind of guy who would be an exiled imperial, someone who got kicked out.
did he
Because
get kicked out or did he betray everyone? I guess with the thing. Yeah.
it would actually kind of make, although it kind of makes Rex less sinister than. I mean, maybe to be fair, maybe his ideas just kind of went out of hand.
Yeah.
But hey, at least like another connection to Palpatine. That'd be cool. Um, so yeah, I think we're once again back to square one. We think Rey is Luke's daughter.
Yeah, but there's some connections to Rax, some connections to the Eclipse. So many people have said like the Aftermath trilogy will have nothing to do with Rey, and I'd be inclined to agree with that. But I feel like there's dropping so many puzzle pieces in here.
Oh yeah, life debt.
Like I think Rey is so. I mean, like Pablo said, Rey is tied to that whatever that is left on Jakku. Though she is there because of the same reason. Lord Santeca is there because he's searching for Luke, and he found the coordinates to Luke on a planet that it seems like he found the coordinates to Luke on Jakku.
Do you think we'll see Jakku in Episode 9 again?
Possibly we might see it in a flashback because we know her backstory is not going to be explored until Episode 9.
That's right. I'd be so curious if they use Mara Jade. I'd honestly be really curious. Um,
Yeah, that's the other big like. Do you think it will be Mara Jade? I want it to be somebody from the EU. I mean, it could be Callisto, whatever the fuck her name was, but
dead. I didn't read that book.
yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that character isn't gonna. Yes, that character is dead in the EU.
Oh, I thought it was somebody else. I thought you were talking about that Heir to the Jedi girl that Luke fell in love with.
Who was that?
I don't know. I didn't read the book.
Oh no, not the non-force sensitive person from like one page. No, I'm talking about the what's her race, but yeah. So final thought, like put the theory together. Put the theory together. Like put what we know so far together.
Okay, hang on. I got ice. We know that Rey is very important to Jakku because whatever's on Jakku is very important. We know
To the dark side, and that
dark.
it is one of the places that either Luke was traveling to, or Lord Santeca thinks Luke might have traveled to, meaning it's tied to ancient Sith stuff.
Thank goodness. Yay, Sith are back. I think Rax is very important to Jakku because Palpatine left him there to guard that ancient artifact. And either Rey is Luke's daughter, Rax and Hux, Senior, mind you, kidnapped her, and they attacked his family and what have you. They brought her to Jakku. They awakened whatever was in that planet, Hux probably either killed Rax or Rax was booted off the First Order. Um, if he's Benicio del Toro's character, it's more likely he either betrayed or just got booted off in a power struggle. Um, Snoke now has his own agenda, and he wants Kylo Ren
Yeah.
for that whatever that plan his plan is. And I think Snoke's plan is to destroy the galaxy because if Palpatine knew Snoke was in Jakku, Palpatine probably wants the galaxy destroyed before killing him. Because that's what Palpatine does. So yeah, that is the theory. Do you want to try and put it together as well?
Uh, Rey is on Jakku because she was needed to awaken Snoke in some way. Rax was supposed to guard that, whether he was there or not. He was there. There is something on Jakku that somebody was supposed to be guarding. Whether he was involved in actually placing there or not, she might have to be his kid. He may, or if not, he was probably there and was the one who kidnapped Rey from Luke. If she is his kid, then he probably was there and was killed, or was not there in the first place. And Brandon Hux was the one who brought her there. Just, I feel like the reason Lorsan Tech is there is because of that dark side cave, very likely.
Right.
The reason Rey is there is because Lorsan Tech is there, or at least or the reason they are there is connected.
Right, they're both there because of that Sith artifact, or that Sith thing. Did they say it's a Sith thing? I'm sorry, my Sith today. Do they actually say it's a Sith thing? I mean, it's 1,000 years, so obviously it has to be some sort of connection.
You want me to read the thing?
Yeah.
Jakku, 3 decades ago. The boar runs. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it gets a little bit closer. Let's see.
Because 1,000 years is at least when the Sith were still having their empires before.
A ramp descends from the ship. Smooth underbelly, vapor gases go off into the heated air. Figure eases down the ramp. The boy almost laughs. This someone must be certainly be lost, given the way that he is dressed. A long purple cloak drags behind him. On the tall hat sits poised upon the man's head. Then the boy thinks some of the anchorites wear heavy robes like this, don't they? Something. And as do the droids that follow swiftly therefore. 6 of them, each upright on legs, shining in black sun-blasted glass. Antennas rise from their insectile heads. I'm guessing they're battle droids. Mouthpieces vocalize a series of tones and clicks. They forge. The boy watches as they place down black boxes that connect to one another with beams of green light, beams bright enough to see even in the day, beams that connect to one another in to form some kind of frame. The Manny's down. Okay, that's it. That is the space. Mark it. Begin excavation. I will return. There's a moment when the shit. So yeah, they started excavating something there. Like they blocked it off. You said it was a cave. I don't know if it's a cave.
I don't think I said it was a cave. I think I said the cave in the Jakku survival guide.
So it's built into a cave. I think there's a lot of confusing stuff with what is important, what isn't. But yeah, I'm guessing this is why the Battle of Jakku happened.
Right, because Rax. Okay, I have to first think here. Rax has to survive. I think Rax will survive. Do you think Rax will survive the Battle of Jakku?
Yes, probably.
Okay, I want him to because I feel like Hux can't build the First Order on his own. He survives. Rey Sloane probably dies. I don't want her to, because she's awesome, but oh well. Those two go off and build the First Order. Okay, here's the question. Why did it take him so... Okay, they probably just had to find the Force children. You're right.
Or wait for things to cool down. They probably had to build a fleet to actually get back.
Right, probably, because, like, my theory for the Battle of Jakku is... Because Rey Sloane, I guess I can spoil this for you. She goes off to... She's at Jakku when the fleet arrives. She's there. She's probably going to betray Rax and tell the New Republic what's going on. I'm sorry I'm spoiling the book for you, but, spoiler alert, she kind of makes a deal with them, and you should probably read that part, because it's awesome. Can you hear me?
Who should she make a deal with?
New Republic. She had no choice. It's kind of a
Hmm.
it's like, and I love it because she's like, I don't agree with your way of life. It's like in her head, she's like, I don't agree with your way of life. You're foolish. You're this whole democracy thing is not going to work. But in her mind, she's like, okay, New Republic, we'll be friends. It's kind of like that. I'm just smiling because I can't do anything about it.
And so maybe Rax makes Rey think her name is Rey or something out of spite of the fact that she's the one who destroyed everything for him.
Maybe, or maybe she's
Maybe Rey is like the new canon version of Mara Jade, which I wouldn't like.
nah. Well, no, go. My
That'd be
theory
weird.
maybe she meets Orcod. Maybe Ray Slow meets Orcod Plut because I'm sure he's probably alive at Jakku during that time. He's still doing his thing, and maybe because Ray's so young and she doesn't remember her name. I mean, I don't know. That doesn't seem feasible to me, but I don't know. She's so young that she needs a name, and Orcod Plut just remembers.
Why would he have met Rey Salone?
She's at Jakku. Maybe she needs help. I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, we've pretty much given the Rey theory. So yeah, that's
Our Ray thoughts are again the continuation of who is Ray.
I still go Raydom, but yeah,
Too many hints, too much evidence in certain directions.
that's why I think it's not in so many different directions. Hence why I think it's Raydom.
Right. I know a lot of people that are going to be mad if Rax isn't Snoke just because of all those weird hints we've been getting.
Well, people thought it was going to be Thrawn. He's like the embodiment of. He's always a red herring. Next we're gonna think that he's like Kylo. Next we're gonna think that he's secretly Rey. Next we're gonna think that he's Luke. Like he's gonna be Space Horse is the reveal.
Yeah.
Space Horse turns around and it's Rax's head.
So I have to say, if Benicio del Toro is Rax in Episode 8, they did a better job than they did with Wexley in Episode 7 for an Aftermath character. So good on you. So yeah, that's our video. Tell us what you think in the comments. Tell us what you think in the forums. If we post this on forums,
We will.
we will. Tell us just what you think. Like we just came up with this on the spot after I said a few things.
Well, I was the one who said it.
All right.
Let it be known that I was the one who was like, "What if Rax?" Because you were like, "Since Rax should be Snoke," I'm like, "What if he's Rey's dad?"
Oh
Because
yeah.
Jakku.
Oh yeah, and I was like, "You're right." And then I was the one who brought up the boy in the flashbacks.
Yeah, because there's the boy in the flashbacks. There's all this stuff with Jakku.
So yeah.
Because why would she be on Jakku? Possibly because her dad was on Jakku. He has a mission on Jakku, stuff like that. But yeah, so
That's what you think. And until next time, JD123,
Brother Antilles, and may the Space Horse be with you.
always.